I just got done recording another video and then I changed my top to make it seem like I'm recording on a different day. And then I told you because I have like zero sense of mystery, basically. Something I was thinking about the other day. I have this morning routine of just sitting by the lake and reflecting and, glamorizing my life. Anyway, so I'm sitting by the lake, I'm thinking about why is it that sometimes when you create content or when we listen to content or just listen to people in general in conversations, why is it that sometimes we truly listen? Like, what's the difference between when we watch a video and we're paying attention and then we're watching another video and it's kind of like in the background and we're distracted and we're doing something else, or we're listening to it but it's not really landing? So I was thinking about this and I was like, why is it, right? It can't be just interest or attention. Like, sure, there is of course interest, there is of course um, fascination with the topic or the person's way of delivering the thing that makes it so captivating that we pay more attention. But more than that, what is it? And one thing led to another, and I realized that when it comes to content, it really is all about your relationship with the person who is listening. And this is the element that's missing from a lot of content marketing conversations, that we don't talk about what is the nature of your relationship with the person, because the nature of your relationship will dictate your listening. If you're just coming across a person the first time, your level of attention is going to be very different than if you know the person already, you recognize them, and they've built some sort of reputation with you, aka a brand with you, that you know this person. Usually when they speak, they have something valuable to share, you like listening to them, you are more likely to pay attention to them. This is the reason why when you're a creator and you're just starting out, especially in the beginning, you'll notice that most of the people who are commenting and engaging with your content, some people would say like your family, but also your creator peers, people that you network with and that you become friends with, will start to pay attention to your content more. So the quality of your relationship is what dictates the quality of listening. The depth of the relationship dictates how well the person is going to listen. Of course, if you have a topic that is a huge pain point or desire for a person and it's a topic that's naturally interesting to them, they're going to perk up and listen. The reality is you're not going to have that kind of conversation with people every single time. Like, it's exhausting to only create content around SEO terms, or I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to limit myself to that. Like, I want to be able to speak about things that interest me, and things that interest me a lot of times are not on the internet. You can't find the answers online. You have to kind of think about them yourself and talk to people and bounce ideas. So how do you have these kinds of conversations? How do you not limit yourself to repeating the same stuff that's already out there, basically? Yeah, so I was thinking about this. And again, I was like, okay, well, what is it that creates this kind of deep relationship with people? What I found is actually it's deeper than just having trust with a person. It's actually our relationship to ourselves. If we want the other person to listen, then we have to be rooted in understanding ourselves, listening to ourselves, paying attention to our own thoughts, our own emotions, synthesizing it for the world. Because when we do that, when we are listening deeply to ourselves, then we can come up with things that are crystal clear for the other person. And that makes sense to the other person because the human experience is actually very similar, even though our experiences are vastly different. But how we experience life and the emotions that we experience and our thoughts are very similar. This is why you'll find that if you go right now on YouTube and I'm looking at the atrocities, we'll call a spade, the genocide that's happening right now, and the people that are being killed left and right. When I look at that and I see the comments and on those videos, I see a lot of people who are looking for somebody who understands their emotion. I see a lot of people who are looking for affirmation or confirmation that their human experience is normal. And there is so much relief when you see something and you feel a certain type of way and you find somebody else who mirrors that thought and that emotion, that it makes you feel less alone. Because when you witness that kind of stuff, it can drive you mad, looking at it and being like, what the hell? Like, I'm sharing this planet with people who would do this kind of stuff to each other. it helps to see that there are some people who are understanding that experience and understanding the madness of it, and all of it, and mirroring it from a similar perspective. And it's not just about validating political opinions. I'm talking about human experience. I'm talking about validating emotions. So being able to articulate your own emotions and relay them to the world is highly valuable. It creates these connections, but also it really helps relieve so much pain and suffering in the world. It's very painful for somebody to not understand their pain, and when you can explain their pain to them, it helps them make sense of it. And so when you have a good relationship with yourself, when you have a relationship with yourself where you listen to yourself, where you pay attention to what you say, where you take your thoughts and your emotions seriously and you process them, and then you're able to articulate them in such a way that honestly, like, yes, there is value in the technical skills of communication, but good communication is good thinking. If you are clear internally with your emotions, with your thoughts, if you are aligned internally, then your communication will naturally be so much better. And then the technical stuff is only a cherry on top. So instead of obsessing over how do I make the perfect video where I don't say any ums, or where I, show up in a certain type of range, like forcing yourself to appear honestly ahead of where you are. And I like, no offense, like I say this to myself too, like trying to make myself appear ahead of where I am with my communication skills, with my ability to, like, it's a training thing. Like, instead of focusing on that, why not focus on being aligned internally, being clear internally, having a solid relationship with myself, so that when I show up and make a video like this, it's like, here's what I have to say. And there's no expectation for you to agree with me or validate me or make me feel a certain type of way or agree with me. And in being internally clear and sharing my experience authentically and openly, somebody else who's experiencing that might find context or clarity in their own experience. That's the video for today. I hope it was helpful to someone. Thank you for watching. By the way, if you're watching this anywhere other than a fly just decided it was a good time to fly into my face. If you're watching this anywhere other than Brands Are Alive Mojo, go to brandsarealive.com/mojo and subscribe to get, and I don't want to say a weekly video because let's be real, I only make videos when I feel like it, but subscribe to get a video every once in a while. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.